Misery loves company, maybe a little too much, as depicted here in Rob Reiner's adaptation of the Stephen King novel Misery, starring Kathy Bates and James Caan. Um, this movie, this movie is so terrifying, but so engaging. Really one of the best Stephen King adaptations, in my opinion. Um, really groundbreaking kind of performance from Kathy Bates. I mean, this is pretty much the movie that set her on the map. She won an Oscar for this movie. She won an Oscar for playing the role in this movie. Can you believe that? Um, Incredible, incredible. She earned it. Trust me, she earned it. I think Kathy Bates and James Caan. They're both great, great actors. Both some of the best actors around, still working. Um, but the way she does this movie and how like successively she reveals the crazy is brilliant, so brilliant. Like, okay, I'm sure you know the plot of the movie. Let me just explain the plot of the movie. James Caan plays the writer. He writes these Misery books. He finishes his new book up in the cabin as per his tradition, has his glass of champagne, smokes his cigarette, off in the storm to go home. Guess what? There's a horrible crash. Oh, good news though. Good news. A good Samaritan has witnessed the crash and gotten him out of the car, gotten him to safety, nursing him back to health in her home. Unfortunately, it is the Kathy Bates character who is insane. But at first, you kind of feel comforted, and she's like, "Oh, I'll take care of you. Don't worry." Blah 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 blah. Oh, I'm a really big fan. Too big of a fan. Ooh, way too big of a fan. Um, and it reaches a point, basically. I mean, at first he's comforted. James Caan, he's bedridden, wheelchair ridden. You think, okay, it's gonna last maybe a day, and I'll be up and ready to go. Get in touch with my daughter, get in touch with my family, get in touch with my publisher. Um, it becomes apparent to him quite soon that she is indeed mad and obsessed with him, um, and that she was stalking him the whole time, and was conveniently there for the crash, and that he's likely not going to get out of that house alive. Which is terrifying. Maybe this came from an experience in Stephen King's own life, or maybe a horrible nightmare he had. I don't know. I know there's some kind of story behind it. I can't remember. But this is a terrifying situation. This is the ultimate hostage situation. And Kathy Bates and James Caan, they're so great playing one another. I mean, it's definitely the casting in a movie like this that makes or breaks the movie. But these are two great performances. Kathy Bates, of course, brilliant. She won the Oscar, as I mentioned. James Caan, I don't think he gets enough credit for this movie. I mean, James Caan, one, he's a great actor. He's an iconic actor. Everyone will associate him with Sonny Corleone from the Godfather movies. Very reasonably so, because that's a great movie and a great performance by Caan. Um, he's just a really, really great actor, and by all accounts, from what I heard, apparently he's like one of the funniest guys you could ever meet. Like, you don't really think that, but that's what I hear. This has got to be his finest hour, this movie, in Misery. I mean, he's really great in this movie. Just like the desperation that he succumbs to in this kind of a situation, where he knows, okay, I'm gonna have to do something. Uh, I'm gonna die here with this nut job if I don't do something. And there's always the glimmer of hope of the sheriff, played by Richard Farnsworth, the great Richard Farnsworth, who's great. Like, what a thankless role that is, but how great he makes it. Like, being like really sassy and worldly. I love his role in this movie. Um, but then when he saves the day, he dies. But anyway, spoilers. Sorry. This review has spoilers. But anyway, like, there's just all these great scenes that are just so edge of your seat, because, I mean, step one is that we learn that she's a crazy obsessive person, and that she reads his novel and gets even crazier because he kills off his main character, which is beloved by her and other readers. Um, she forces him to rewrite the entire novel. it's so ridiculous explaining the plot of this movie and how crazy she is. And there's that one great scene where he's like collecting the pills that she gives him, collecting them so he can save them up. Offers her for like to have a dinner, and then when she's away getting candles, he puts the powder from the pills inside her drink, mixes it up to make her go unconscious or possibly kill her. Then she accidentally knocks it over, and you're just like, oh, and it's just full of moments like that. Such a brilliant, tense movie. Like they don't make them like this anymore. This is a unique movie that really stands on its own. It's a great experience, and just how much fun you can have in being so tense and terrified. It's quite something. I love this movie, and I love the performances, and I think it's just brilliant. I think it's one of the best movies of its kind, one of the best Stephen King adaptations that you'll ever see. Kathy Bates, love her. James Caan, love him. Richard Farnsworth in his supporting role, so great. Um, just a wonderful movie. It's one of those movies that maybe you can't watch it all the time, but when you do watch it, it's one of those movies like, oh yeah, I forgot how good this was. Oh man, this is a good movie. So, got to give it credit. An Oscar well earned by Kathy Bates, one of her best roles, certainly one of James Caan's best roles, and yeah, just an all-around great movie. Perfect for the Halloween time or any old time, really. I mean, this one maybe you can watch in winter time, maybe when you're feeling a little claustrophobic and have a little bit of cabin fever. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much my review. I love the movie. Not much else to say. Thanks for watching.